Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, buona domenica. Cutting with the past, this is the title of today's video because yesterday Juventus took not one, but two decisions that are really cutting with the past. Huge, big, bold decisions that are really closing that Agnelli era. And we'll speak about them, of course, Allegri, and then entering again Eka. Juventus is sending a strong message. A lot of message, by the way, with these two big decisions. You like them, you don't like them, they took them, and we'll discuss about them. Before speaking about that, of course, I'm asking you to subscribe to the channel to continue put the maximum of like. People ask me, Beppe, what is the next objective? After 30,000, and actually I returned that question and I asked it to you. Some people told me, Beppe, forget about 31, 35, 40 after being able to fill the Malaga stadium. Now we have one objective altogether on GJustjuve, being able to fill the Allianz stadium, 41,500 to be precise. Well, that's what we have to do all together. It will happen. The only question is, when will it happen? And we need to go fast, and I'm counting on all of you, so interact with the video. Share the video, the channel, whatever. Please do it. Help me as a content creator because now we start. One of the messages that Juventus is sending is they want to be back a winning machine. This is what Juventus wants to be because we have always been a winning machine. Look at Italian soul. 38 Scudetti, 15 Coppa Italia, Supercoppa, etc., etc. The club with the most Italian titles. But also in Europe, even if we lost Champions League finals, well, even if we did, we were always a huge, big contender. We were the first club to win all the available European competition. Juventus needs to be back a winning machine. First on Italian soil and then also in Europe. Being a club that counts in Europe. Guys, I'm referring to winning machine because the title of Marca today is writing about it. Una máquina de ganar. With the trophy celebration of Real Madrid. Real Madrid yesterday, they won their 15th Champions League. Yes, you heard it well. 15th. And the question to Perez, the question to Ancelotti, what do you think about that 15th Champions League? Well, the answer was really simple. We are already thinking about the 16th. A real winning machine. Yesterday, they didn't play a great game. That was absolutely not their best game in history. But they won. Because it's a mentality. Because they are thinking. Because they know they have that aura of winning Champions League. We all knew how it would end. Even if Dortmund, they really played fantastically well in that first half, but they were not able to finalize. And we knew how it will end. And how we knew it, well, it happened. Real Madrid, not one, but 2-0. They won again a Champions League, the 15th. Juventus needs to be back to be a winning machine. It will not be that easy. It will not be enough to take some smint chewing gum to win the Champions League. We need much more to win the Champions League. Maybe having that aura again of Champions League. That will be maybe a first step. An aura of we want to win. Being next to people that won the Champions League, understanding. That's what I will try to do today. Because even if yesterday I was a bit envious. I was a bit jealous. And usually I'm not a jealous and envious person. But yesterday when I watched how they celebrated it, I said, guys, if we win it, we can do much better. Much better in terms of celebration. I would cry from joy. I would run everywhere. It would be totally crazy. I'm sure that Juventini, they can do much better than what we watched yesterday. Player winning the Champions League just walking with a smile. No, this is not acceptable when we win the Champions League. I want to really win it. I want to go with winners. Really celebrating. Today I will speak with winner of Champions League, or at least I will watch them. Dida, Stam, Van Buiten, Davids, Sneijder, Morientes, Diego Lopez, Ipier, Sorin, Del Piero, Cissé, all players that won at least one time the Champions League. I will try to ask them questions. If you don't know, I will watch the Circus Cup between the team of Edgar Davids, the team of my idol, Alessandro Del Piero. I'm not sure if I will speak to them or not. I will have a pass to interview them post-game. I will try to be there. I don't know how it happened. So let's see. My biggest objective is to meet Alessandro Del Piero and ask him to say Ciao Juventini of the world. Let me know if you think that this will happen. If you want to know it before the vlog, please follow me also on Instagram because I will put a lot of shorts during the game. Probably around 5 p.m. Italian time. That's where I will start to put a lot of content. Guys, now we go to the core of the video because Juventus yesterday took not one but two big decisions. The first one, like we can read in Corriere dello Sport, is in tribunale fino alla fine, in the court until the end. Gazzetta, Allegri Juve in the court, a legal battle. Max Allegri has been dismissed officially for just cause. What does that mean for just cause? For people that do not know, giusta causa is actually not paying the last year of Max Allegri. It's not the normal break with a coach where you pay him until the end of the contract, but because of extra off the field topics, they found something in the contract where you say that's not how you behave, we stop it and we don't have to pay you anymore. Not one single euro. Stop. Basta. You're out for bad behavior. What happened in every single work when you don't behave well, when you go over the limit, when you cross the line where there is a code of conduct, when you are not respecting them, they can dismiss you without even paying you whatever. Then, of course, you can decide yes or no to accept it or to battle again with your legal because you say, I don't agree with it, or I have some evidence that show that why I arrived to that point. And that's what Allegri will do in the following thing. I tell you one thing, it's extremely sad that it ends that bad. There were just 1 week to go, 2 games, 1 week, maybe 10 days. And Max Allegri could have said goodbye to the Allianz Stadium, to his supporters, whistled or applauded. That's the opinion of the people that would have been in the stadium. But if I saw how they said goodbye to Alexander, I'm sure that he would have received some applause, especially after winning a trophy, the last one in his black and white era. It's a pity that it ends like that, really, sincerely. But honestly, when we saw what happened during the game, after the game, guys, it's difficult. It's really difficult. Max Allegri, is the first one that regrets it because he said it. I really regret how I behave. I crossed the line, and it's a real pity. Now, I tell you, Juventus taking that decision, we already anticipated it and understand it, especially when we read the official announcement of the split between Juve and Max. There was not even a thank you for it. So we could have understood that that was the way that Juventus would go for. No, not that much to save money. Of course, also to save money, but that's not the priority. I believe that Juventus really went with we want to send a message to everyone. We really want to send a clear message to everyone. The club is bigger than everything. The club goes in priority. The club is bigger than everyone. Coach, president, club, whoever, whatever. The club is bigger than everyone. Juventus is sending a message not only to a person, but to the outside world, to players that want more money to extend their contract, to the agent that are pushing to have more money when negotiating. They're sending a message off the field, like for example, Cristiano Giuntoli towards the end of 23-24 started to speak about VAR, strange episodes. They're sending so many big messages with a decision like that, putting their fist in the table, which Juventus a lot of time, they lacked in it. Now, of course, it's a controversial one because we are attacking our ex-coach and the image is not beautiful. That's not how we wanted the story to end. We wanted that it ended, the story between Juve and Max, but probably not like that. That was at least what I felt in all the Juve world, except the really crazy hater of Max Allegri that are happy that it finished really badly. I don't like the end like that, really sincerely. But Juventus is really sending a strong message to everyone, to the entire world. This is Juventus now. It's over with blah, 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 blah. Now we do, now we act. And they are also sending a huge, big political message. Because Juventus, unfortunately, has always been alone, battling against everyone. Isolated, alone, surrounded by enemies. Strategy that, okay, we can understand, has always been like that, but at a certain moment when you are too much alone, it's really tough. When you have attacks from every single part of the world, it's really tough. We spoke about the Real Madrid that is still continuing to push on that Super League project. Juventus entered again ECA. We heard about the rumors that Juventus is about to leave that Super League project, or at least, no, it's not even a rumor. They said it. Juventus is leaving the Super League. So leaving the Super League, entering again ECA. You will tell me, Beppe, look at Real Madrid. A strength. Political strength. They win since the Super League announcement. They won 2 times the Champions League. So look at how strong they are. And I agree with you. But Real Madrid is not alone. They are backed up by everyone. They have a really huge political strength, which Juventus They didn't. Unfortunately, they didn't. And Juventus needed to find again a way politically to count again. Because being alone at a certain moment can be a decision, kamikaze decision. But if we leave in April 2021 ECA, we announced Super League, and today, June 2024, the Super League still doesn't exist. We didn't see any benefit about that. At the contrary, since that day, we have been targeted and pushed and attacked by every single political part. Well, it's tough. Remember, minus 10, minus 15, minus 10 out of the European competition. All of them, a loss of 100 million, a really big dirt attack on our name, on our image. If you can't join a Super League that at the moment it doesn't exist, it's a problem. You know it, huh? According to me, Super League was essential, was needed. I have always been a fan and a big sponsor of it. And I don't change opinion today because Juventus decide to go again in ECA. But I can support something if it exists. If it doesn't exist at the moment and we have no idea when it will exist, it's difficult for me to support. So Juventus decided to go back. Al-Khelaifi, president of Paris Saint-Germain, but also president of ECA, taking the role of Andrea Agnelli in April 21, he said that he warmly welcomed Juventus again to European football family with open arms and excitement for the future. ECA, with Juventus back in the family, is stronger institution in Europe and globally. Extremely happy and also thanking John Elkann and Maurizio Scannavino. Is it a surprise? It is not a surprise. 2-3 days ago, I showed you an article about Thiago Motta, where a few persons were speaking about Thiago Motta to Juventus, nearly spoiling, announcing it. You remember? One of them was Al-Khelaifi. Al-Khelaifi su Motta. A Torino farà bene. Al-Khelaifi on Motta. In Torino, he will do well. On the page of Tuttosport of that day, they were writing, it was actually the 30th of May, they were writing Motta, svolta Juve. Motta, a change of Juve. With Motta on one side, Al-Khelaifi on the other side. Guys, Motta, svolta Juve, 2 days later, 3 days later, when we see that picture, when we see that front page again, well, guys, it's much more than changing football style. That want to offer something, to take some initiatives from Juventus on the field here. Different way of. Well, they are doing it also in a different way off the field. Cutting with the Andrea Agnelli era. Max Allegri, a big link, a big relationship man, chosen by Agnelli in the first spell and a successful one, 11 titles in 5 years. Chosen again by Andrea Agnelli, flop. 1 trophy in 3 years. The way how? Well, we cut with that part of the field. Entering again ECA, we cut with the Super League ideas of Andrea Agnelli. Juventus is really changing, una svolta, a turnaround of Juve, on and off the field. Will it be successful? We can't say today. We will know in the future. But Juventus, I told you, is sending a big message to everyone. We are changing to become stronger. Are these decisions correct, yes or no? Let me know in the comment. I'm really curious. Now, yesterday another spoiler came. This time from Giorgione Chiellini, that is studying to become a really important manager of Juventus. He said it, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm starting to really... It's like a, apprentice stage. When you are there, at work, you're starting to learn, because his objective is to go back to Juve. When will it happen? Probably 2024, somewhere 2025. He will be back at Juventus, not with a major role, not with a field role, but he will be there also to continue to learn, especially the financial part. Well, he said yesterday, Motta, he needs to embrace the Juventus world, to live the Juventus world, but he will do well. He said that this last season, not even Pep Guardiola would have done well or better than what Max Allegri said and did. When I will come back in Italy, it will be soon, and then we will see what happened. Who is sending? We spoke about Juventus sending a message to the All-Star world, but who is sending messages to Juve? Well, look at the first page of today, Tutto Sport that is saying messaggi alla Juve, messages to Juve, Koopmeiners on one side, Di Lorenzo on the other side. What are the updates on these two players? Well, yesterday or 2 days ago, there was Atalanta that was celebrating their win in Europa League with an open bus going through the city of Bergamo with all the supporters. At a certain moment, there is De Roon that started the initiative of Chi non salta Juventino who doesn't jump is a Juventino, looking at Teun Koopmeiners, asking him, he didn't jump. He didn't jump. That's a clear message to Juventus. We don't know if he will join Juve or not, but he didn't jump, which is already a respect in the eventuality. So there are things that are happening between Juve and Koopmeiners. At the end, will Atalanta accept or not the offer of Juve? I don't know. But when I told you that Juventus is sending a really strong political message out of the field with Max Allegri, with Eka, they are also sending messages to the players, to the agents, to the other clubs. Don't mess with Juventus. We are here to take bold decisions, and we can take bold decisions. 40 million euro is what we offer you for Koopmeiners. If you want, we can eventually insert a player to decrease your request to go over the 40 million, but don't hope too much. That's what we offer. You love it, great. You don't love it, that's it. And I like that way of doing. I really like that way of doing. If not him, there will be B opportunities. And that's all the names that you are reading in the next days. There is another one that is also sending messages to Juve. It is Di Lorenzo. There are now a back and forth battle war between Di Lorenzo and Aurelio De Laurentiis. Conte in the middle, Manna there, the agent of Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo really wants to leave Napoli. That's his first priority. Leaving Napoli, with the agent that yesterday even replied to the communique of Napoli that said he has a contract, he's going nowhere. The agent said, we will continue to fight so that he is leaving. With Giuntoli, that is waiting there. Waiting, watching, ready to jump on the player and take that attempt, because he really believes that Di Lorenzo can be an essential, important part of it. Another, Calafiori, waiting at Bologna. He made his ideas clear. Of course, it will be a bit more difficult than we expected. But soon there will be a meeting between agents, the players, the club, to understand the future of Calafiori as well. Again, Giuntoli is waiting there for another target of Juventus. Guys, am I happy that we entered against Eka? No. From a political corporate part, I understand it. What can you do? Again, there is no Super League. What do? You wait and you fight alone against the world. We saw what it brought the last 3 years. If Juventus was there, it's not only because of Max Allegri. It has been also because of the decision that we took. Now, am I pissed off? I hate Andrea Agnelli? Absolutely not. I always say, if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. Sometimes you take some bold, big decision and you're able to change the world in a much better way. Sometimes, unfortunately, it flops. And unfortunately, the decision of Andrea Agnelli, the last ones, were unfortunately a flop with a big impact and consequences of Juve. Juventus needed to turn around. Svolta Juve, turn around and take another way. And that's what Juventus is doing, closing the Andrea Agnelli era and starting a new one where we know it. Giuntoli will not be the boss of Juve, but Giuntoli will have a really important part in that Juventus field, on the field part. Grazie Juventini, follow me, don't forget on social media to live with me that Circus Cup between the team of Edgar and Alex. Grazie, forza, Juve.